Hi everyone. I'm sorry about earlier. I know that I just want to explain that I wasn't trying to step on anyone's toes. I know that in the little community you've built, you're all arranged so that you all don't stream at the same time and everything, and you have your schedules, and so just so you don't step on anyone's toes, and just so that you're like you don't you just so you have all your I'm sorry, I'm not I'm struggling right now. um I'm having a trouble talking, but I just want to say I know you all have your streaming schedules set up, and everything and all of that, but I just want to explain something. I'm not part of that, and I'm not part of the community really. I love to support people and all, and I've talked about this already, and I know this is gonna make me sound selfish, but I'm not really a part of the yarn community and all that. I'm just a, a lone streamer. I'm just a loner, really, and I'm just a person who vibes and who shares things. And I just felt happy earlier. I was just in a good mood. I just wanted to share that with people and vibe on my stream. And then people told me, oh, actually, someone's already streaming. And yeah, I understand how it can make me seem a little selfish to be like, oh, I'm streaming while this other person is streaming. And you know but I feel like there's a lot of pressure on streamers to always be constantly aware of things and you know to always be on the know. And I just want to be honest that I'm not that. I'm just one person who wanted to vibe, that's all. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes, and I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that, but also I just wanted to make sure no one felt hurt, because I know, um, I know you all have your setup because you're never live at the same time, but I just want to explain real quick that I'm not set up with any of that. I'm not someone who can even have a schedule. I'm very dependent on how I feel to do things and to accomplish things in a day. So, because of that, it's not a possibility for me to be part of such a tight knit group of people who all do things together. And I have to be honest about that, I don't like large groups because there's always something I end up doing wrong and hurting people, and I don't want that. I just really wanted. I felt good. I felt like playing with some granny squares and colors, and I just wanted to share that with people, and I just wanted to vibe and have a positive time. But then, you know, I understand that I understand how streaming works. Like when you see that someone else is live, you link them and you send everyone there, and you end your own stream as a matter of respect. I understand that, and um, I know that that's how people do it, but really, I'm just not a part of the whole thing. I'm just a person who vibes with things, and I know that that makes me look very unsupportive and ungrateful and all, because everyone's so supportive of me. So I just wanted to say real quick. I just wanted to say that and be open about that. I love supporting creators and all that. So I don't mind sharing the links in my stream, and I don't mind shouting out people at all, and I will do it gladly. And so even I have mods, right? So whenever someone is streaming, always feel free to drop the links, and always feel free to drop your own links for your own streams and everything, or just shout out a mod if you can't do that, or ask me and I will just give me the name. And yeah, feel free to shout out the creators you like and everything. That's fine. But I just want to say that I'm not gonna end my own streams and go over there and the positive vibe or something I was vibing with, you know. I just want to make it clear. I know that it's a mark of respect to do that as a streamer and to not be on while someone else is on. I understand that, but you know, it's stressing me out too much, if I'm honest. And if people are gonna think I'm mean or disrespectful for continuing streaming during that time. I totally understand, and I understand if you feel you have to leave. Please, just it's just it's a lot of pressure for me because I'm not on with all that. I don't know all the things, and it's I can barely keep up with my own schedule for doing things in my home. So like I can't even remember that I have to sweep the floor on specific days, and I have to do specific tasks on certain days. I can't even remember that so to me to remember and stick to a streaming schedule, it's a little bit unrealistic. And I'm really sorry. I'm not gonna do that. It's just it's a lot of pressure. I understand it's a mark of respect. You don't stream while someone else is streaming. I totally get that. But yeah, like I said, for me it's too much. It's I'm probably just selfish. Okay, and if anyone comes in from the other live, I just wanna say real quick, please stay over there. I'm not trying to fish out the people from the other place. I'm just I just wanted to explain, that's all. And yeah, I know I'm a selfish person in general, and it's just that I function in a way that maybe not everyone understands. Right now, I did a mistake. I used some yarn I wasn't supposed to use, and now I have colors that are at the same spot in two squares, and it's bothering me. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and explain that quickly. I'm sad right now. I feel bad because I feel like people are expecting me to be a way that I can't be. And yeah, I'm all up for upping people and all. I think I still have the link, so I'm gonna put her link in the description. So if you wanna watch Mrs. C's Cottage, please go ahead. She's streaming right now, and she's doing some bunny Sunday, so she's making the bunny. But yeah, I know you all have your little bunny thingy. I don't know much about that. I'm not a part of that. I know you all have that set up. I just wanna explain real quick that I'm not part of that, and I know people have asked me to do that and to be a part of it. It's not that I don't like people, and it's not that I don't want to participate in things and such. I'm just I'm just really stressed and anxious. So for me to be a part of so many things all at once, I'm already like so behind on so many things, and I have to keep up with things. So for me, when I stream, it's just really a little bit of downtime in one big stressful day. So please understand. I can't be a part of all these fancy fun things. And I know it's cool that you guys gather and do such wonderful job at taking care of the community. I can't do that. I've never been like that. I've never been able to maintain a connection with people and such, because a lot of the time I get really overwhelmed with things and communities and such, and interacting with people, and I always feel like I'm a horrible person because I can't maintain that. But I can't, I simply cannot maintain that. That's not how I'm wired. So just want everyone to understand that it's not that I don't love you. I'm just not part of the same community where I'm just a streamer. I just come on here, talk, and do my thing. Sometimes I'm sad and I feel like sharing and being with people, not being by myself, but I'm not an entertainer. So like I said, always feel free to drop links and info below. If you need me to do that for you, you can either ask Dawn if she's in the stream because she's a mod here, so she can do that for you. She can drop your links, and I can as well when I'm streaming, and or if Dawn is not there, always feel free to shout out things other people are doing. I'm always happy to do that. I just want to make that clear. I'm really not trying to step on anyone's toes, and I do believe in hyping up content. So, so please, I just want to explain that real quick. It's not my vibe to be like I want all the attention, blah blah blah. I'm happy to shout everyone out, but it's just that for me it's still a bit overwhelming that I always get asked to like act a certain way. Not that I don't mean you guys are asking me, but I mean society as a whole is expecting us to behave in certain ways and to follow very strict conventions and be like, you know, even the social rule that you don't stream while someone else is streaming, that for me is tough to follow because I'm a person who gets in certain moods and everything, and it's time sensitive. I'm not gonna be happy and cheery all day. I'm gonna be like that for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and that's when I go on and I stream. And when I can't do that, you know, if I have to stop my stream in the middle because I didn't notice someone else is streaming, then it just like puts a damper on that. And I know it's very selfish of me to say, I understand that, but yeah, I don't get really good moods very often these days because I'm kind of going through difficult times and I'm really sad, and often feeling lonely, and I've been trying to stream less because I know people don't like when I'm like that, and a bunch of people have told me not to stream when I'm feeling like that, but I'm a person who experiences a lot of emotional stuff, and that's my vibe, that's who I am, that's you know I just, when I feel something, I want to come on and I want to share that. I don't want to be alone. And for me, it's just heavy because I'm a very lonely person. I don't have any close friends. I have a few people I trust in the community. I have people I love. I have people I care deeply about, and I'm always happy to shout them out and everything. But yeah, like today I was just having a really good time, and then people told me, "Hey, come on, watch this person," and that's cool. And like I said, I'm happy to leave the links and for people to hop over there and support that creator. I think that's great and that's amazing, and I want that. I just want to make it clear I want that. I want to share that, and I have the possibility to share it. So I'm happy to do it. I'm really happy to do that. But I just want to make sure people understand. For me, it's really tough to vibe that way with people, and to know all the things, do all the things, and always be on top of my game. I'm not on top of my game. It's difficult for me to maintain that. And I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that's clear, really. So yeah, I just felt nice. I just felt colorful. I just didn't feel like working on orders all day today because my hands are gonna hurt rapidly if I do that because of the tension and all. And I felt like uh, getting out the yarn for the scraps for my squares and just making squares. And I was just happy because yesterday I got a really big order. I got a really big order, and when I got that, I was just happy. So I just want to make sure everyone understands. And I'm linking, right now, I'm linking content from other people just to make it clear. Please watch Mrs. C's live. It's great. It's really good content, and I appreciate those. I have a specific vibe. I'm a person with vibes. I'm sorry, I know that's selfish. I know that sounds selfish, I understand. But when you're a neurodivergent person, those vibes are so rare and so hard to hang on to that when you have one, you hang really tight, you know. I serve the vibes, and if I'm happy, I go on, I stream. That's what I do because I'm very in the moment. And if I have to halt that, it's really difficult for me to halt that and to go back to it after. My mood will change and I lose the momentum. I'm not able to go back to the same feeling again. So it's really hard for people to understand if you're not neurodivergent, especially if you're not autistic. Or sometimes I think ADHD experience that as well, but it's just really hard to go back to that specific vibe. I'll be right back. I have a knot in my hair right now. It's really gross. So yeah. So I don't want to be mean, but I have to make a decision for myself. Hi, welcome in. So yeah, as I was saying, I know that's gonna sound selfish, but I have to make a decision for myself that when other people ask me to go over to a creator while I'm on stream or see certain things or look at certain things, I can't do that while I'm on stream. I'm happy. I'm always happy to check it out later, and happy, like I said, always happy to shout out. If you can't put a link, just ask me and I'll do that for you. You can even shout me a message on Instagram or Discord or any of my platforms, and I will be happy to share your links with the audience. But while I'm on stream, I cannot be checking out other people's content, uh, photos, and everything, unless I'm having downtime and just like I just put down my stuff, and so that's fine. But yeah, I just want to explain that real quick because I lose my momentum if I have to interrupt what I'm doing. It's a problem with a lot of autistic people. It's called task interruption. So yeah, and of course, like always feel free to chat between you. And so that's even helpful because while people are chatting, you're kind of entertaining yourself, and not that it's taking the pressure of me. Yes, it is in a way, but what I mean is like you're able to do things within yourselves and all, and I'm also a part of that, if that makes sense. So it just makes it so it's a little bit more of a group experience, and so that's nicer for everybody, I feel like. So yeah, just wanted to make this live to explain that I was not trying to step on Mrs. C's cottage toes earlier, and I'm really sorry that it came out that way. um Absolutely watch her content. It's cool. It's brilliant. I like the Sun Bunny Sunday. That's really nice. And but yeah, I know a lot of people have asked me to be a part of that Sun Bunny thing. But like I explained, for me, anything with a schedule is just it's just not possible at the moment. I'm too traumatized. My brain is in a too bad state, and even with neurodivergent things going on, even in my normal state, it would be really hard to follow a schedule because there's always things going on and things interrupting things and disrupting things, if you know what I mean, like emotionally and mentally. Some days I'm not at my best. Some days I'm not even able to talk. Like I have selective mutism, or or some people like um, to say it as like becoming nonverbal for specific amount of times. Depends on how you like to say it, but I either become nonverbal. I have selective mutism, so sometimes I won't even be able to stream. So that's why I can't do any of the scheduled things and be part of communities. Is really hard for me for that reason, because that stuff is very organized, if that makes sense. I just want to say I'm really sorry. So I linked I linked Mrs. C's cottage. Please at least subscribe and look at it. Earlier, I just felt good because yesterday I got a big order. I was excited about that. For those who don't know, Mr. Yarndall purchased one of my huge shawls, my huge green shawls. It's over there, like you can see it sitting on my armchair. But he purchased that for Dawn, and I was thrilled about that. I was really happy because that's a very big order, and that will just make my bills really, really easier. I still need more money. Obviously, I don't say this to beg for money. I'm just saying that because it's a reality. But my bills are not 100% paid with that. But it sure did. It sure went a long way helping me with that, and so I appreciate because it took a lot of the pressure off financially. So I'm so grateful to Mr. Yarnthal for that. Really happy about that big order of his. And I hope Don loves the shawl and the plushie as well, because he put a previous order for a neon purple um, zombie cat, which I did. And yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to explain everything real quick. I'm really sad right now. I feel bad. I just feel like not being able to be part of the community in the way others do it. It's just weighing heavy on my heart at times. I know none of you have been mean to me about it. None of you have been saying anything mean. So I just want to be clear about that. I'm not making this because someone's been mean to me. I just want to explain that a lot of the time I feel pressure to put a certain content out or to act a certain way, and um, just by society in general, society tends to pressure and shame people so much, and that tends to be really heavy for neurodivergent folks. I'm sure Leather can relate to that, right? I'm sure you get talking about right now, but sometimes society just pressures you to be a certain way, and that's just the corporate um, adult kind of vibe. You know what I mean? The people who are always on top of things, and if you stray from that, you're suddenly not an adult anymore. You know, you're like not one of us. I say one of us because, yeah, those who know me will know why I'm saying one of us. You only found out about scheduling creators based on their times. Yeah, a lot of them do that. A lot of them, like, they all organize so that they don't stream at the same time and everything. But that's tough for me. I can't do that. I'm too dependent on my mood. I cannot stream and be all happy go lucky when I basically want to tear my brains out, you know? I have those feelings several times a day. As a little content warning, to people who might just be coming on, I'm going to talk about very difficult subjects right now. I'm going to talk about suicidal ideation. And I understand that's breaking community standards, but that's got to be talked about. I understand that YouTube might remove this video because of it, but I want to be honest about things. I have a lot of that type of ideation. I get that several times a day. Sometimes I have very strong vibes where I just want to, go to the top of the Grand Canyon and see the bottom from really close, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to put this in the least violent way possible right now, but basically, I have a lot of that ideation. I deal with all sorts of mental health issues, so I cannot conform to a schedule. And so I understand that it might sound like I'm just not wanting to cooperate and be part of the group. It's not that I don't want that, it's just that I can't. I'm a vibe person and I'm always happy for people to be where they need to be at the moment. Like, you don't always have to be around and to be watching me, and that's not it at all. I just mean that if I'm gonna be live, I'm gonna be live because at the moment I feel the vibe and I feel like being on here talking everything. I put a lot of pressure on myself. This is from myself, actually, not on anyone, but I put a lot of pressure on myself to be an entertainer, and I'm trying to stray from that because it's just not healthy for me. uh, I always like try to respond to comments and everything, to the chat, and to be really really active and interactive, and I put pressure on myself and hate myself when people are not chatting, or people are not interacting. So yeah, I just want to take it easier. The other communities I'm in just stream when they want to. Yeah, but that's what I like. That's what I do too. And like I said, no one specifically said anything mean to me. It's just that I know it's a social norm, a social convention that people don't stream at the same time. So I just felt really bad for that because I realized I was breaking that. So you just go live whenever you can. There's always gonna be someone live when you're live. Yeah, I understand that, Zach. But what happened earlier is I was streaming, and then someone came in and said, "Hey, that other person is live." So I put the link, and now the two people are talking to each other. Two people are talking to each other. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm over there too. I'm going over there." And I'm vibing, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." Like, go ahead, watch the content you want to watch, and I'm all happy about that. But then I realized that, oh, okay, they're saying that to remind me that I forgot this person was live. And so they didn't say anything mean to me, they just wanted to remind me that this other content creator was live. But I just want to explain that for me, like, I'm not I'm not set on that schedule and everything. I'm not set on that thing. I was not gonna watch that live, and it's not because I don't like the content creator. It's just that my day is going in a certain way. I was gonna watch the replay later, and I just really feel overwhelmed a lot of the times because I feel like I'm always disappointing people by not being hyped up and happy about the things they are happy about while they are happy about it. I'm isolated a lot of the time. I can't stay in a hotel room that has a balcony. It's too, yeah, I get you 100%. Yeah, there are millions of streamers. I'm just referring to a specific community right now, which is like the the Yarny streamers, if that makes sense. Which, don't get me wrong, I love that everyone's hanging out together and that they're all planned out not to, you know, not to stream at the same time, and they're trying to get me on that schedule too. I've had a few discussions with people about that, not just on this stream, but in different situations. People have tried to get me on that schedule. I just wanna explain maybe why that's not happening. So yeah, I just want to explain why I've been so resistant to adhere adhere to that schedule. What's that word? Stick to that schedule. That's that's why I'm not doing it. I just wanted to make it clear. So yeah, like a lot of people will feel like maybe I'm just being rebellious and resistant, but I'm just a mess, really. So I apologize for that. I know it's frustrating, and I know it sucks a little bit when one of the peeps cannot uh, like vibe with the others and conform to how the group functions. But that's why I often hesitate to be a part of groups. It's because I'm a lone ranger. I'm Aragorn, okay? I'm reading Lord of the Rings right now. Just see me as Aragorn when he was just a lonely strider, before he became king and all that. Before the whole thing started, kind of just a lone ranger doing my thing. Yeah, I know the word, I just can't pronounce it. In my opinion, it's rude to come into your. No, it's not. Like I said earlier, I appreciate. How can I say? I always want to shout out other people's content, and I'm always happy to link everything and all. But what I mean is just that me personally, as a person, human being. I mean, me. I cannot keep up with the expectation that I should be hyped up to watch a specific thing at a specific time. I try to be there when I can, obviously. Otherwise, I watch the replay, and if I cannot watch for a specific reason, maybe I'm really, really, really busy or something, I often leave my YouTube on open in the background, or have it muted if I really cannot listen to the sound for some reason, and I still play the live during that time so the person gets the view. Just like my friend Amanda does this sometimes. Obviously, she has kids and she has like a family life, so sometimes she just has to mute everything and just leave the video playing in the background. So yeah, I do that too. I don't have kids, obviously. Well, I kind of have a kid. My roommate in his 30s, who's like really adamant about making my life a living hell. and always depends on me for doing very simple tasks. Kind of living with a child, and whenever he's here, I always have to put the volume way down, otherwise, he gets so mad and he starts to like stomp around and bash things and everything. Right now, my nose is so itchy. I'm sorry, I'm scratching the nostril, not inside. I just want to make that real clear right now. So yeah, I just wanted to make it clear no one was mean to me in any way, shape, or form. I just feel a lot of pressure to explain myself a lot of the times because I feel like I always disappoint everyone in some way. So adhering. Oh my, no, that's too complicated for me to say. I'm gonna give up that word. It's gonna be an type only word for me. uh, for those who don't know, I talked about this in one of my last streams, but my tongue frenulum is too short. You know that thing under your tongue that is tying it uh to your mouth, like at the bottom of your mouth. Mine is too short, and it makes pronunciation really hard of certain words, certain sounds, because I cannot position my tongue in a way for those. So adhering. I'm not. Yeah, it's a struggle right now. I'm not quite sure I'm pronouncing it well. Yeah, but for me, when I pronounce it that way, it hurts in my mouth. See, so that's yeah. It almost feels like I'm forcing a sound that my mouth doesn't want to make because of that speech impediment I have. But yeah, it's funny how the brain is wired because you're when you have a speech impediment, your brain is wired to not notice it, and to yourself you sound like you don't. I don't hear my lisp, and I don't hear my mispronunciations, so it makes it really hard. But yeah, the brain is wired in such a way that your speech impediment doesn't impede your talking in a way. But yeah, the brain just hears it, maybe just so it's smooth sailing to yourself and you're able to understand yourself. But when I talk, I have a very even, nice, fitting tone in my mind. But when I listen to me, my tone is all over the place. Like, I'm autistic, so I struggle with tone and everything. So yeah, I like selling is wrong sized boots. Huh? Wrong sized boots. Yeah, I'm able to pronounce silent H's. I know how to. I was taught to do it. Now I confuse some words like thought and thought because my brain, right in the middle of a word, I explained this the last time, but I forget how to pronounce a word right in the middle of it, sometimes just seconds before I say it, and then I rely on another similar word because my mind cannot find the right one. And I know that the word that goes there is thought, but my brain can only think of thought at the moment. So that's why it happens. It's not because I struggle with pronouncing H's. It's because I just have such a poor memory that I forget words and I forget how words sound while they're happening, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was just vibing earlier. I was happy. But I just want to make it clear to people a lot of expectations, especially, I'm not going to name any names at all. And like I said, a lot of those expectations is something I put on myself. But sometimes when you stream, you have people come on and ask you to do things, and they ask you 5 times the same things you just explained. And so for me, like, if someone new just comes in, I totally get it, I understand. But when it's something you just explained and that person just heard you say it and just asks you the same exact thing, that's, for me, that's hard, because I'm just, you know, it's hard for me to even remember what I said 3 seconds ago, so let alone uh, say the same thing over and over again. That's really stressful for a person with memory issues. So I just wanna, yeah. And it's also tough for expectations, because people expect you to behave a certain way on stream. I'm a rude person in real life, you guys. I'm not a sweet, kind, and gentle and loving person. I know this might come as a shock, but my nice, kind, and all personality, it's not a given for me. It's not my natural state. I'm trying to be nice, and I have to make a conscious effort to do it, because I know I'm problematic at times, and so I struggle. I apologize for the very, very bright lights. Yeah, it's either very bright lights or no lights at all here. So one day we will figure out a way to film in a different position, but for now my laptop is very stable, and if I take it off here, it will annoy me, because after that, when I put it back, it's not gonna be in the same exact spot, and it's gonna bother me, because right now it's a little bit off, even because I moved some things yesterday. So yeah, I just wanted to explain. I feel like I explain myself all the time, and I worry that maybe it makes people think I'm just trying to be the center of attention. But yeah, we have one square now. Okay. This is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my fourth square. Still vibing with the colors. Same kind of, same similar colorway. This one is very classic. That's the word I was looking for earlier. I'm going with classic colors. More classic granny square colors, if that makes sense. So yeah, this one. Some are gonna be larger, some are gonna be thinner, just because all the yarn weights are different. But just when everything is sewn together, it's gonna look great. It's gonna look good. You don't understand how is that you can be bilingual. Oh no, I think in English actually. What distinguishes, I've studied languages, so I can answer your question. Actually, I'm quite knowledgeable on this subject. What distinguishes a person being bilingual or not is the language they think in. So obviously I wasn't bilingual when I started, because I learned a few years later. I started learning when I was about 3 or 4. But you can become bilingual even if you started out very old. But when I started, right, how you do it is you're always constantly, yeah, I know, but some people think that I am. But yeah. Okay, so you're translating constantly in your mind in your native language when you're learning a language, right? So for example, I would be translating the sentence, je serais en train de traduire cette phrase in French all the time in my mind, and I would have to mark that pause while I figure out the right way to say it in English, and then say it, and then someone says something back, and then I'm translating that person in French simultaneously, and then I'm putting out another sentence that I'm kind of translating. And um, as you're practicing more and more, you're able to translate simultaneously. Simultaneous. Anyway, I hate that word. By the way, I know how to pronounce it. I'm just not able to right now. I know that a lot of the time you're trying to help me with pronunciation. Um, there are a few words that I don't know how to pronounce, but most of the time I know how. I just forget at that specific moment. But yeah, I'm good with pronunciation. I'm just not good at See, PTSD sucks and it will wreck your life. Any type of PTSD sucks anyway, you know. But yeah, PTSD is a B word. It's gonna say that. But yeah, it's a struggle. But yeah, as you get more comfortable with that language, even people who are fluent in another language, they translate in their minds always. But I think in English, actually, it's easier for me, it's quicker for me. It matches a lot more emotionally the vibe of what I'm trying to convey. So if, for example, I'm feeling a specific way, the words just come easier to my mind in English. And so for me, it's just easier. I think in English, I consume most of my content in English. I love English. English is almost becoming my first language now. Not that I was born with it. I was not born with it. I started learning at like 3 4 years old. I had private lessons, and I constantly learned English throughout my life, but I got really really good at it when I was a teen, young adult. That's when I became really more bilingual, basically. But for a long time, I was still translating everything in my brain. But yeah, that's what distinguishes being bilingual or just fluent in the language. Is, are you able to think in that language, or is your brain just really fast translating everything to the point you're not noticing it anymore? But yeah, I daydream a lot. I have maladaptive daydreaming problems, things. And so when that happens, the scenarios I make in my mind are all in English. I'm just gonna say you took 4 years of French, but you can't speak out a single sentence. French is tricky. French is really tricky. And also, when you learn a language, you have to like constantly practice it because even if you don't, you lose everything. I learned Spanish in college. I could not speak a Spanish sentence right now. I know like 3 or 4 words. I used to be able to speak in Spanish quite well, actually. I would form sentences, even write. I could write essays, not like a full book, but like short essay. You know the stuff you do like in school and everything, like short assignments, a few pages, maybe like 5 10 pages, things like that. I was able to do that. I could not right now speak a word of Spanish to you. I could not ask directions. But yeah, you have to constantly engage with the language to be able to use it. So like you would have to watch shows in French and play games in French and things like that, if you know, and speak to French people on a regular basis. And when I moved to Montreal, actually just 5 years ago, I became so good that even like I was already very very fluent, very close to the point of being bilingual. Not quite yet, but when I moved to Montreal, everything I ever saw and consumed as content and everything became English. Like I rarely any watch French things anymore. So you see, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much an English person. I enjoy it much more. It's easier to deal with. I'm gonna go fix my hair really quickly. It hurts right now. But yeah. So yeah, just like I was saying, I'm gonna I'm not gonna keep this live up. I'm gonna private this live once, this live, not this life. This life is staying, but I'm not. I'm gonna private this live once I'm out, just because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I was just needing to talk. I was just needing to get some things out and to clarify some things. The people who are here will have heard it, but yeah, I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so I'm not gonna be like, because it seems uh like I'm saying things about, it kind of seems like I'm being mean to specific people, but I'm really trying not to. I'm just This is a whole, just a general vibe and the struggle in society in general that I have a difficult time with. So you understand, very good at pronunciation of pretty much all languages, but knowledge of the words, I mean, haven't got a clue. Yeah, for me it's kind of the opposite, just because I struggle with tone and everything, being autistic. So one of my teachers told us something, and that was very enlightening. Some people are so good with pronunciation, they would be able to speak the language perfectly if they just like heard the words and everything. They could replicate that, but won't have a clue what they just said. And some people will just never get that pronunciation, but will be flawless with grammar and spelling and everything. And that's kind of more me, because I feel like that's neurodivergent thinking. Because, like, sometimes, well, it depends. Some neurodivergents obviously have different ways of, but I kind of feel like sometimes neurodivergent people are very good at retaining information, but if you struggle, like for me, for example, if you struggle at processing sensory things, like I'm not very good at sound processing, audio processing. So for me, pronunciation is tough. It's difficult. I know how everything sounds. It sounds like flawless English, like I hear in the movies in my head. But when I speak it, I don't sound like that. And it's not because my English is not good enough. And it's not for lack of practicing. I speak English every day, and yeah, So it's not for lack of practicing. It's just, you know, Berthierville. I know it's in Quebec. I don't know where it is. I'm not good at geography. I'm sorry. Um, Montreal is multicultural. We have a lot of English. We have a lot of Spanish. We have a lot of Asian languages as well, and we have a lot of Arabic. Yeah, we're very multicultural, but yeah, Gatineau is English, because mostly English, because they're really close to English speaking places. But yeah, Gatineau is mainly English. I have a cousin that lives there. But yeah, the rest of Quebec is mostly French, or people very angry about the fact that people speak English. It's crazy. You always have that people commenting in French. We're in Quebec here on posts on like Facebook and everything. And I'm just like, no, sorry, bye. I vibe with English more than with French, if I'm honest. French is a very beautiful language, but it is so annoying and fiddly. And so, 90 is 420 in French. 80 for 2010. So yeah, it's for 2010. 90 for 2010. 80 is for 20. So yeah, I've heard a lot of jokes about that. I'm just gonna say that I don't personally partake. It's not my thing, but I have heard so many jokes about it. So yeah, for 2010. And if you're like 95, for example, for 2010 5. Yeah, French is funny and interesting, not always in a good way. Okay, now I'm starting this granny square with some blue. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still sad I cried earlier, so yeah, I cried. And yeah, I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself and feel really bad when I don't meet social expectations. But also, I'm just a vibing person, and there is one person in particular. I don't want to name names because I don't want that person to receive hate. But I feel like I do have to speak up about this because being having problems with a specific person for a while in my stream, there's always this one subscriber who always like just doesn't listen to what I'm saying at all, and they like ask for things that are just against what I asked 3 seconds ago, and who always puts pressure on me, always asks me to give them things. Like they asked like 20 times to be a mod. They had to be told by two separate people to stop asking for that, and things like that. And so yeah, like I said, I don't want to name anyone, but I just want to say, like, that is really hard to deal with for neurodivergent people. I'm kind of doing better with advocating for myself and like taking up the space I need, so I'm able to like tell people off a little bit when they're stepping over some boundaries like this, even if sometimes it's hard and I will cry and things like that. I'm able to manage a little bit. But so yeah, there's this viewer we had a few problems with who was always like, please, please, please make me a mod. I want to be a mod. Ah, come on. You've been here for like a few times, and yeah, so that's just a struggle. I don't want to be mean to anyone in particular. But yeah, that's just a frustration I needed to vent real quick. And I kind of just feel like sometimes people just don't give it too much thought. They will just ask for things. And it's a problem with society in general, not just YouTube. But I just wish people in general would be considerate of a person before their own needs. That not that your own needs don't matter, obviously, but if you're in someone's space, I mean, like if you're in their, well, this is YouTube, for example, but like if you're in their group, their profile, their, whatever, respect their boundaries and understand that in their space, sometimes some of your values are going to be shaken up a little bit. Like, I'm queer. I'm a queer content creator, so sometimes I'm gonna talk freely about that. And so this is not the vibe of everyone, and I understand that. So some viewers might want to leave the stream while I talk about those things, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm not gonna stop talking about it. This is just an example. It's not happened yet. We had one person unsubscribe from me because of it, and like be like, you should have told me. But other than that, we didn't have anyone causing problems because of that. Just that one instance. So yeah, that's good. But I'm just saying, like, when you're coming into a person's space, you might want to be considerate of their feelings, you know. And so yeah, I'm not aiming at anyone in particular. It's just that in society, this is a problem. Like on Facebook, it happens every day, right? You post something and you have like 10 people telling you, yeah, but blah 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 blah. Have you considered, uh, you know, and they just disregard everything you said 3 seconds ago. Society sucks. So, like Vancouver, yeah, the gentleman I'm trying to find, we're worried about him, trying to see if anyone in the neighborhood knows of him. He may have passed or something. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I missed something. Is for concentrates. Oil upside. Oh, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I have one mod right now. Dawn is my moderator, and she is doing a good job. And obviously, she can't always be there because she got her own schedule and everything, and she sleeps on a different schedule than I do. She's more. She's usually awake later and sleeps later as well, which it is completely fine. The reason I don't do that, I wish I could do that, but the reason I don't do that is because I kind of have to follow business hours, because I sell a lot of things on marketplace and things like that. So because of that, my daily schedule is a bit more early in the day. It's not my own preference, mind you. I really wish I could sleep longer. you know yeah, she is. But yeah, so like society sometimes puts a lot of pressure, expectations, and things. I just wish as humans we had more. Uh, we were softer and easier to be around, because right now we are all stressed and panicked because the whole planet is coming apart, and we're being nasty to each other instead of helping each other out. It's gonna be a tough apocalypse. We're gonna just be offing each other, and that's not what I want. But it's gonna happen because in movies that's always what happens. Everyone ends up hurting each other instead of being helpful. You could build a really strong community and survive this, but humans aren't like that. They're all panicked and hoarding resources and being really mean. We had a little preview of that in the pandemic because we were told not to hoard food or anything, and people just went bought everything in the grocery store and everything like that. So personally, when COVID first happened, I did go out for groceries, not because I wanted to hoard, but because I know people would hoard and that things would be unavailable for like weeks and weeks and possibly months, and which is what happens actually. What happened actually, they were out of supplies for such a long time, uh, shortages of everything everywhere, but I bought the things I needed because I knew that was happening. And yeah, I didn't buy like 10,000 rolls of toilet paper or anything crazy. I just filled my own cupboard with, like you would normally do. For example, if you're doing a bigger grocery run and getting more things and just filling up a cupboard. That's what I did. I just filled up my cupboard. I didn't buy anything extra that I didn't need. I didn't resell anything. I didn't get thousands of toilet paper rolls. Just got what I needed. I got just, the big family size toilet paper thingies. That's what I got, because that's what me and my roommate always got. My old roommate, my previous roommate, that's what we always got. We got the big things because we're pretty much lazy. We don't like going out too often, so we got that. We just would buy the big thing and have to replace it less often, So yeah, that's what I did during the pandemic. I did one big grocery run, not like a hoardy thing, just like a stock up on supplies thing, like it was advised to us. But people were just emptying full shelves, and it was crazy and scary. So yeah. Oh yeah, that was insane. People were selling out their rolls like individually. They had to put restrictions on reselling items during that time. Like, you could get a pretty big fine if you were caught reselling stuff. Yeah, so I think even Marketplace had restrictions. And every Facebook group was like, stop reselling toilet paper. Oh, that was a scary time. It's gonna happen more and more as our resources dwindle down. We are all gonna fight and compete for them, and it's gonna be nasty. It is going to be a difficult place to be, put it that way. Just have in mind what Ogre said in that Little Punk People's interview he did years ago, like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know, a while ago anyway. When he was 54, I remember his age just because he said his age in the interview. So that's like, yeah, that's 7 years ago, because now he's 61. But he was like, so Elliot, the interviewer, the kid, asked him where he wants to be when the world ends, and he said it doesn't really matter where, because it's just gonna be a big stinky poop hole. It's gonna be ugly, it's gonna be nasty, and there's gonna be mean people all around. So just picture in your head Ogre saying that. I love that interview. I rewatch it all the damn time. It is just so cute. But yeah, just picture Ogre saying big stinky poop hole. That will make your day. I love Ogre. Oh. Sometimes he's kind of grumpy neurodivergent, but that's part of it, right? He's cool. Oh, Ogre. Kind of feel like sometimes he might still struggle with a lot of things, and I appreciate him for it, because he's rather open with things. And even if, like, he doesn't really take to social media, and he's not really like the big sharer kind of thing, if you just listen closely, and you just ask the right questions, I feel like Ogre reveals so much about himself and his struggles and everything. If you just observe him, I feel like he's kind of more an open book. People always say that Ogre is a very private person. He's not private at all. That guy's the king of TMI. Like, he will be the first to to shame people a little bit for too much information and things like that. But then after that, he tells you about his Japanese toilets. So Ogre is kind of a funny neurodivergent, funny and grumpy neurodivergent, and we love that. We love that about him. It can be good sometimes, as it can be bad. It depends. Oh yeah, yeah. People were selling them by the roll. ADD and autistic. Yeah, I have that too. Couponing and buying in bulk. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, me neither. I was only eating deliveries and things like that, and getting grocery delivered. Uh, so yeah, at that time I was really depressed. I wasn't going out at all. So this one is gonna be really blue. Look at that. And right now I'm thinking maybe light gray and then dark gray. That would be cool. Like this. Yeah, I did that too. I offered people if they needed specific supplies I could get for them, or if I had them myself, I was like, please let me know and we can manage something. No one ended up contacting me, so I didn't do that. But yeah, I offered because I was like, it's mad out there. Every shelf is empty. It's crazy. And I didn't go into any shop at all for almost an entire year. Like I said, whenever possible, I would just get deliveries. And I would get deliveries from, even from the pharmacies. Yeah, it's mad. I would get everything at Walmart because Walmart is as basically all the stuff you could need. And so I'd get Walmart deliveries. My nose is very, very itchy. My throat is like really sore. Yeah, earlier before I cried quite a bit. So that's why my face is all puffy like that. And my face and my nose is a little bit red, especially around here. You can see that that's because I cried. So I do apologize for. No, I don't apologize for looking red. That's silly, but for worrying anyone, I mean, for that I do. Whoa! No, 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 no! Don't escape from me, Yarn. You are my only friend, Yarn. As for going out, last time I technically went out New Year's Eve. New Year's, not Eve. At midnight. Yeah, I am always in the house. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm agoraphobic, but I do have pretty severe social anxiety. And yeah, so yeah, being in public in person is not, that's not the fear for me. The fear is contact with people, be it talking to them or whatever it is. That for me is the struggle, but being among people in itself not so much of a problem. But people suck, and being around them is a struggle sometimes. Like last time I went grocery shopping, a lady pushed me. She was like, I'm trying to look at the price. And I was like, wait your turn, lady. And she just pushed me out of the way like that. So I yelled at her. I was like, you don't push people. And then the whole rest of the time I was there, I gave her mean looks whenever I saw her. And I was like, let me look at the things. You'll wait your turn. So I was like, no. Like, I feel like it's a big thing for a lot of autistic people is people like to take advantage of you and they feel like you're easily manipulated. And sometimes when you go grocery shopping, people will try to push you around because a lot of people, and that's been my problem for a long time. I'm trying to work on that, but like whenever anyone comes by, I do that, and I try to give them like all the space in the world, and I will completely like glue myself to the other side and get out of their way, because my dad would be really intense as when I was a child about that stuff, and basically shamed me my whole life for being in the way. So I struggle with that, and it's a struggle that a lot of autistic people have, because obviously sometimes we struggle evaluating space and things like that and understanding personal space. So I feel like maybe we have trauma associated with that because we've been told our whole lives, that we're in the way, basically, if that makes sense. I know that was a lot of words to explain a very short thing, but yeah. Uh, but but yeah, I feel like grocery shopping is an extra challenge on top of all the sensory things and being around people and all, just because always feels like someone's unhappy that you're here in their way. And whenever I go to that specific store, someone's always pushing me, being mean to me, being rude to me. Employees are always suspicious of me. They like watch me like that, and they talk not so subtly about a thief that is supposedly always coming to their store. And I'm in there a few times a week, and I've never seen the same customer twice. So I know they're talking about me when they say there's a thief who always comes and everything. And they put like signs to like discourage potential thieves and everything. Like, all people, blah, 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 will be persecuted, blah, blah, blah. You know those signs? We have cameras. All people who do this will be prosecuted. That sort of things. So, but I've never stolen a thing from them, and I'm just like, oh, boo hoo! Someone will steal food from your discount grocery place, where like someone needs apples and doesn't have $2. Oh, boo hoo! Sad. But it's just frustrating for me. I'm not trying to do the apology of theft, but you know what I mean? It's just that the employees are always nasty whenever I'm over there. That is a problem. Yes, indeed. Kind of opposite. You don't mind interacting with people, but you don't want to go out. Mm. Yeah, I'm the opposite. Yeah, yeah, at least. But she didn't say that. She said, I'm trying to look at the price. And she pushed me aside like that and grabbed the thing. Yeah, they are. That's for sure. Canadian people are very apologetic. We don't even have self checkout at that place. But they think I'm a shoplifter, and they're not shy about it. I've heard them have a very open, loud conversations about the thief that comes there almost every day and tries to shoplift. And I'm just like, I've never stolen one thing. I'm a very respectable customer. I'm a very good customer. I buy everything here because it's cheaper. So whatever. Hi Maritza, welcome. I hope you're doing well. We're venting and ranting and everything right now. We're complaining about how grocery stores sometimes treat their customers, and how for neurodivergent people sometimes it's hard because you get pushed and you get like shoved and things like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I always have problems with people whenever I go out. And it's for a long time it led me to stay inside all alone. But now I can't afford deliveries anymore, so that's why I don't do that anymore. Uh, After the pandemic hit, that's what I did for like a year or so. Is I would get everything delivered, everything. So yeah, I'm gonna change the description of the stream right now and put my usual info. Just so everyone knows, I have a bunch of socials and links. I just haven't put them because I was a little bit in a hurry to make that stream. So if you want to visit any of my links, I updated it now. If you refresh the stream, you should see that. So if you want to support me or if you want to check on my socials or anything, everything is down there. So yeah, just refresh. I don't mind self checkouts when they're not fiddly, but they're always malfunctioning and causing problems. So for that reason, I get really frustrated with them. I'm bad at technology and things. Yeah, we say sorry a lot, Zach. I rely on my hubby delivering groceries. That is cool. I wish I had a partner to do that, but I do not. And if I had a partner, I would love it to be like we all each have our individual strengths. I'm not so good at like housekeeping. I'm not so good at cooking, and I'm not so good at social stuff and at um like the paperwork and everything. But I am really good at supporting my partners. I'm good at moral support. I'm good at a bunch of other stuff that are not conventional enough for a relationship, I guess. But yeah, and I'm a caring, loving person when I'm with someone. Not that I've been with anyone, and recently I've been single for like 6 years at that point, and I've been happier that way. But yeah, I'm the kind of person where I love it to play on our individual strengths instead of being like you have to be perfect and be able to do everything. Like, do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Being neurodivergent and disabled, obviously there are things I cannot do, so I kind of do have to rely a little bit on individual strengths. So I hope one day I find that, and I hope anyone watching who wishes that as well finds that somehow, sometime if you don't already have it. So yeah, individual strengths instead of blame and shame, because I have been in those type of relationships. It is not good where my partners have often been like, you're not capable of doing what a normal adult would do. But of course I'm not. I'm disabled. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right? Yeah, there are things I struggle with, and that's okay. And be gentle with yourself if you have struggles like this. Everyone's saying hello. I love that. It's really hot in here. I don't know what's happening. My thermostats are constantly malfunctioning, but every time the repair person comes, they're magically fine. I'm not even joking. Last time they were like 29 degrees Celsius, and it was not 29. It was maybe like 19, if anything, and they were heating up all the freaking way, and we had to repair that. But as soon as the repair person came in, they instantly became they instantly switched back to like 22 degrees, and it seemed fine. And I was just like, oh, come on, you're doing this now. Now you're working. F you, you know? So every time trying to fix those, the problem magically goes away. It's because it doesn't want to be fixed. It wants to mimic me and be dysfunctional as hell. Yeah, yeah, the why can't you be more? Partners that are like that are just way too much pressure for me. I just want to be more like myself and find someone who will accept that and understand that I cannot have it all. And obviously, I will be the same way because I understand that we cannot have it all. And it's a big thing nowadays. I feel like, well, I'm a millennial, and I feel like as millennials, oftentimes, since we understand that our happiness matters and that we're able to provide that for ourselves, that by the way is a very great thing and a very important thing. But sometimes I almost feel like we're doing that to the detriment of social relationships, things that could be easily fixed. And I'm not talking like abusive stuff that you have to get out of absolutely, Um, I mean more like just social interactions. In general, we're quicker to hop off things and be like, yeah, no, F that. And while that is great that we're able to set those boundaries and all, it's just like in general we're more lonely because of it, I feel like. And it's tougher on all of us. You know, very sheltered, and I'm a very sheltered and lonely person. Very isolated, and for me it's tough to just be like, hey, i need I need closeness right now, That makes sense, right? I'm not just talking BS here. Okay, I think this is gonna use a round of red right now. What do you think? I think this feels like it needs red, and then some white, maybe, or cream. I feel like that'd be cool. You married your very best friend. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Leather, I'm happy for you. What color did I say? Okay, I said red. Red, yeah. But yeah, Winter is isolated person. I know exactly what my ideal partner would be like. Like, looks aside, we're not gonna talk about looks because you all know who I crush on. Everyone knows who my big crush is, but uh, obviously, that one person would not be able to fill my emotional needs, uh, because of obvious reasons. But we don't need to name names. But yeah, I know exactly what kind of person I need, but it's tough to find that because the people who are like that don't necessarily want what I can offer them, and it's tough to match up that. I have a lot of conversations about that with my friends, about that one person we all crush on. We all have the same crush. All the people I interact with on a daily basis outside of YouTube, we're all crushing on the same man. And all of them are like, oh, I want to date him, blah, 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 he's so hot, everything. Oh, I get that, he's handsome and all, but everyone is like, oh, I wish I could date him. And I'm like, you do understand that he's a very difficult person, right? It's not gonna be all nice and smooth sailing. obviously, and which is something like people often think with their eyes when it comes to things like that. And I'm just like, I would be miserable personally because I need well, that's just a personal need. That's not codependence, but I have very high support needs with my autism, and sadly, a huge part of that relies on a partner because, specifically, if you're living with a partner, I mean, because there are a lot of things I cannot do or keep up with. And of course, like a partner is gonna pick up that slack a little bit. And even if I try and and do the best I can to compensate and offer something in return to that relationship, like there are just things I cannot contribute to in a relationship, you know, just because, for example, I get so overwhelmed with smells and everything that cooking certain things is impossible for me, and texture. Like if I had to make anything with onions for my partner, I would get sick and ruin the whole dish, you know? So I cannot really, yeah, I have a lot of support needs, so I would need my partner to cook, to do certain things. Obviously, I can clean. I just need to be reminded a lot because I forget. So I need someone who's not gonna be offended if I forget to swipe the floor. And yeah, one of my old roommates from long ago. Okay, I was not feeling too well, so I'm just gonna tell the story. But at the time, I was not feeling too well, and so I said I wanna unalive, and he said word for word, "Oh, I don't mind, just as long as you swipe the floor before you go." So you know. I just need a partner who isn't gonna shame me every 5 seconds for forgetting to do things. A simple, hey, can you swipe the floor would have done the same job. And I would have done it, and I wouldn't have felt offended, disregarded, or anything. I would just have swiped the floor, and you would have been happy because the task you needed me to do would have been done. And this was not a partner, this was just a roommate, but you know, same deal, you know, when you live with someone. But yeah, I do depend on people for a lot of things because of that, because of my disabilities, and I understand that's not fair to put that on one person. So for me, being in a relationship is very difficult. But yeah, I would be very insecure and uncomfortable with dating certain people because I would always feel like I'm not enough. Gonna clean out your ears. Go ahead, dear. I understand that my ears are often struggling with uncleanness as well. I have earwax issues. So yeah, everyone who knows me knows who I was talking about, that all of my friends and myself have a huge crush on. So I was just kind of joking about that really, but just to explain why. Like for me, relationships are tricky because it's hard for me to find someone who will not only not mind that I'm not the super perfect partner, but will also like kind of, you know, and I don't want them to feel like they have to raise themselves for me either, because their needs are just as important. And that's one thing when you're disabled is you have to take into account that your partner is going to feel a certain way about that a lot of the time. And yeah, I feel like for that reason I've been staying single because I'm just afraid I'm going to inconvenience someone else, you know. I hope your ears are good and clean now, Zach. I know that's a struggle that I have too with my own. So yeah, tricky relationshipsy. Okay, and now we have done red, water. Mm. Oh no, spilling water everywhere. Okay, so now we have red. Oh, it's backwards. I need one more round. And I would do white or cream, but I feel like I just did something with similar vibes. So I don't quite know. My scraps are getting short right now. I have this one which is big, but I've already used a similar color, but I almost want to go with that. What do you think? I think it would look good. That's cool. I don't know what that is though. But yeah, I feel like I want to go with this one because it's a little bit more purpley and a little bit lighter than this dark blue here. Yeah, that's like a midnight bluish purple actually. It's blue. In person, it definitely is blue, but it's got that little purple tint. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. Good. Good to know that it's a good color. My head hurts right now. Yeah, it comes off a little bit more purplish in camera, on camera than in person. In person, it's really more blue. So yeah, because my white balance might be a little bit off, so that might be why the reddish vibes come off more on my camera. Obviously, because the whole room is red, so that doesn't help. But yeah, talking again about that one man, myself and my whole friend group outside of here crush on um, a Facebook friend of mine who's also a YouTuber, who I will link below. Just give me a moment. Does reviews of that band, which is Skinny Puppy, by the way. I'm talking about Skinny Puppy. It's okay. It's trying to find. And my friend has this little tiny cute dog which has been commissioned with making. So if you want to hear their Skinny Puppy reviews, head on over to their channel and you will see all the nice things. And if you have Facebook and you want to uh, look for Belladonna's Facebook, they also post like the best reels ever with Little Weeps, the cute dog, which I've been charged to commission and right now struggling frogging parts and remaking parts, but that is a process because the process is a good album. Okay, but yeah, check out their Skinny Puppy reviews and their other videos, their other content. But yeah, this came in mind because earlier today they posted one of their reels to Facebook groups, so I was seeing it in my news feed, and just this one clip of them interacting with Olger and from very close up and like doing the finger thing, where you touch the person's finger. And Ogre's eyes were like really clear in that clip. He has like very nice light gray eyes with that very subtle blue tint to it. So he has very, very clear gray eyes. And in that video, it was just like almost like a mirror. And it was just amazing. And I was just like, wow, I never noticed that in that clip. I wish I could link that directly. But I think with Facebook privacy settings, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. But yeah, I'm just saying that I always talk about Ogre in that stream anyway, so I thought I would just put that out there. And also shout out my friend for their amazing reviews of my favorite band's content, music. Hi Don. No, don't be sorry. I came on here to talk and explain things because earlier I felt bad about stepping on some toes. And so I kind of did this whole stream to explain that as a neurodivergent person, I really struggle keeping up with all the things, and it's really nobody's fault. But I'm not the kind of content creator who will stick to a schedule and always know who is where. And sometimes I just have very strong vibes, and I feel like this morning, I just really felt happy and cheery, and I just came on here. I wanted to vibe, have a good time, and everything. And so I just didn't want to be like hogging YouTube. I just really felt vibey, and I kind of don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. Oh no, it's not anyone's fault but my own. But I know that there is a social um, expectation that when someone is streaming, you're not supposed to be live at the same time, and so that's why I felt that way because a lot of people follow that social rule, and so it's tough for me sometimes because I don't always understand the rules properly, and often feel like I'm stepping on other people's content without trying to. And so yeah, I felt a little bit bad about that. But also I'm kind of just I explained it this way earlier. I'm kind of like Aragorn, right? Because right now I'm reading Lord of the Rings for those who don't know, but I'm kind of like Aragorn, right? He's a ranger. He's kind of a lone soul. He was anyway before being king, and he would just travel from place to place and kind of try to keep the peace going, like getting rid of orcs and keeping track of Frodo and everything, even before began his journey and everything. So I'm kind of just apart from everyone, and like everyone, always feel free to link things. Dawn is a moderator, so if you ever want her to link your content while she's here, she's not always here. And if she's not, I can do this for you. But if you ever have anything you want to link, a stream, from yourself or from any content creator, always feel free to ask for it, and we'll be happy to link that for you and to hype up each other. But I just wanted to say that if I'm not looking into things while I'm on stream immediately, or if I'm not like all up with catching up with things and all of that, if that makes sense. I'm not always gonna be that because I struggle socially and I struggle to be part of large groups and everything. So I'm really think of me as like Aragorn, you know. I just wanted to explain that. So that's why I'm here right now. Yeah, there's plenty of space for everyone. So this is finished. I really like this in particular. This is a colorway, a color scheme, not a colorway, a color scheme I vibe with very much. This is darker, right? The previous one we did was this. It kind of fits with the whole theme, but also at the same time, nice. I like the dark vibe. So yeah, yeah, I know. But some content creators have like they have all scheduled their things, because I know a bunch of, I don't know if some of you specifically do that, but I know that in the yarn community, some people all have planned out their kind of streaming schedule to work around each other, if that makes sense. So that's what I was feeling bad about, because I don't want to come here and be like, yeah, you know what I mean. So that's, you have some micro crochet pics. That is cool. If you can link that, if anyone can link that, well, Don is the only one who can do it. Because let's see if I can see it right now. I will sub so I see your pictures in the future. Oh, I can see it. That is cool. There, I'm linking your micro crochet because it's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, my brain is skipping. Okay, we're both linking that now. I forgot to remove the reactions from my stream. I want to remember to remove reactions, because what happens with the button is it hides like the last message in the lists, little edit thingy. So the other day some trolls came in, and I was unable to remove their messages because of that react button. So I'm trying to make a habit of removing it so it's not in the way anymore. Yeah, that's fine, Don. I was okay to do it because I'm not working on any square right now. Right now, I just have a pile of scraps, and I don't feel inspired to make a specific square at the moment. Might start with a dark gray for this center because I have not started with that. Here we have this blue center, this green center here, and then we have yellow. I'm not gonna show all of them. I have a light blue, like a grayish blue, and then a cream white. So we've not begun with dark gray. We're gonna do that now. Okay, so on my head, I don't have some of the best parts because they're gifts. People have and seen them, and you don't want to get spoiled. That's fine. I understand that. Ugh. Ah. Hmm. Yeah, Don, you just missed the talk about ogre again. I wish I could show you that video my friend took of him when they were at the show, and they interacted, did the finger thing like this, and you could just see, that glow in ogre's eyes, because he has really pale eyes, right? Like very light grayish eyes. So it was just reflecting the light from the spots. So yeah, that was good. Oh, I'm not leaving this up. I'm privating the video. I've decided to do so because early in the stream I was kind of teary eyed and I don't know. I was in a funky place, so I came off a little bit rude and mean towards the beginning before anyone joined. So I've decided not to keep it up for that reason. It's gonna be privated. So yeah, 'cause sometimes I get in moods because yeah, I struggle socially to understand things, and when I get it wrong, I beat myself up quite a bit, but sometimes it feels to others like I'm being mean to them, and I get misinterpreted a lot. And I also shared frustrations about certain specific situations, not that have anything to do with anyone who is here right now, but you know, I just think that as a respect for the people who are involved in them, I will like shut that down. Not that I think they will watch anyway, but Joe Speakman, hi, welcome. Yeah, right now we're just doing granny squares. I can post some of the bigger ones. You could do that. So right now I'm just starting out with a dark gray center and just weaving in things. And yeah, but I just want to say that I know I'm difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's neurodivergence, sometimes I'm just a difficult person. And so I appreciate you all for your patience and your kindness and your understanding. You're all really great towards me. And you've been really accepting of um my what's the word for it, no, eccentricities, that's the word. I think it is anyway. Okay. Oh, okay, I understand, but I have social problems too, so I don't want to put down anyone for that, but yeah. Okay, I will check. Just give me a second here. I won't link it, I promise. I don't want you to spoil. Oh, cute. Love that. That's adorable. Oh, oh, that's awesome. That is really cool art. That is very pretty. Oh, I love that color. That's really cool leather. Love it. Okay, so just to explain real quick, I meant that I understand what you're saying, because I'm autistic and I often miss social cues. So I get what you're saying about Samantha, but also I don't want to be like dismissive of her or anything, because I have the same struggle, and I often miss what people mean in social context, and I tend to go off, and often that comes out as a little bit rude because of it. So that's what I meant about Samantha, because earlier I talked about her in the stream, and I felt like that might have been a little bit mean, but because she was often asking to be a moderator on here, and three of us had to tell her to stop doing that, because obviously we don't know each other well. I know Dawn very well, not very well. We've never met in person, but I know Dawn. I've known Dawn a little bit. We've met on. I think we met on Ian's streams, and then we continued interacting on Amanda's streams. Our friend Scraptastic Crocheter. So we know each other from there. So, I felt comfortable making her a mod, and she's been really helpful with links and everything, and replays and sharing. And so, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I get what she's doing then. I understand better. Okay, so she's just like asking that on every stream. I didn't know that. So yeah, I didn't know she was doing that. Because sometimes I'm a little bit off socially as well, but I always try to be mindful of other people, and I know that sometimes I get it wrong, because I'm not such a social butterfly. So sometimes I do things that I don't realize are rude. Okay, so gray. I feel like going with this yellow. I know it clashes a little bit, but then when I come in with the red and the other colors, it's gonna make more sense. But yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know that she was doing that. I've seen her only on Dawn's channel. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I checked it, so it's up to Dawn now. Oh, we met on Nuts as well. I didn't remember that, Dawn. I've been um, a subscriber of Kayla for a long time. But I used to be on there all the time, on their live streams, and I would interact a lot. I didn't remember you were there as well. That's cool. So we've known each other a little while then. And by the way, I watch a lot of you people's replays. I know I don't comment even when I watch you live. A lot of the time I'm either working on orders. Like that's what I did during Don's 1K party. I was making Kitty's ears, and I was working on. No, no, that's not what I was doing. I was making a dog. I was making a zombie dog. I was finishing it up actually. So I'm making a few. I've had few orders for that, and so yeah, I was doing the dog on Don's live. I didn't interact very much. It was close to my bedtime, and then I left it open for a while. So yeah, but I often do that. I often, when any of you goes live, I always go and drop a like whenever I see it on my screen. And so yeah, I leave it open if I'm doing something else. If it's nighttime, I will mute it and keep it open. But yeah, Because my roommate is here too, obviously, so I cannot let it play with sounds when it's late. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, but you know, I'm autistic as well. Sometimes people do have to repeat things to me, so I kind of understand what you mean about Samantha. And I hope I've not been mean to her. That's all. I was just frustrated earlier because a lot of the time, like when you're a streamer, you get overwhelmed interacting with people. I'm sure you all know that because a lot of you stream, but sometimes demands are a lot on a neurodivergent mind. Well, it's a lot for everyone, really. Anyone who streams knows that you have a bunch of people demanding things, asking things, and chatting, and keeping track of everything is really upsetting at times. And in the best moments, it's just a little bit tiring, even if you love streaming, you know? So I was expressing my frustrations with her in that regards. So that's why I said I didn't want to be, you know, just because I understand. I People often have to tell me off too because I go on and on sometimes when I'm in the chat. If you've seen me on my friend Ian's channel, I go on and I talk and I talk and I don't stop. So you were one of the first people I met in the crochet community. Really? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's why one of the first crocheter you followed. That's cool. Oh, it was the first. I know how to work with my daughter, also autistic. That's cool. Yeah, it's difficult to apply that to other people sometimes because you don't know them personally. And every autistic people is very different. So, you know, we all have little different things we do, things we understand better than others. I'm not so good with social cues, but I'm very good with emotional stuff, understanding emotional things and empathy and all that because I practiced that and I had to train myself to better put myself in others' shoes and things like that. So I am quite good at that. Well, I'm getting better anyway. I feel like I'm improving a little bit in that regard. So, no, you're never mean, Don. I've never seen you be mean to anyone. My crochet is on community if you want to take a boo. Yeah, everyone, um, go see Leather's community tab right now because the post is gonna get deleted because it was something for a gift, so it's gonna disappear. So everyone go see that right now. Yeah, making boundaries is hard. Sometimes I fail myself with that. I try to make a boundary, but sometimes I feel like I'm being really mean. Oh, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that very much. All right, Zach, thank you. I hope you have a good day at work. Yarn Geek Ginger is really cool as well. And then it's a blur. Yeah, I feel that too. And Granny D, I've known Granny D for a while because I've seen Granny D in Ian's chat and in a bunch of your chats as well. And I feel like I've seen her for a very long time, so I've known about her channel for a while. I don't remember you putting your foot down. Or maybe it's because I'm always um like distracted whenever you stream. Because there's always a lot of people, a lot of things happening on chat, so I tend to get a little bit distracted with that. But yeah, it's important sometimes to be firm. I just have kind of a complex with that, which I've always struggled with boundaries. It's something from childhood trauma. I'm not gonna explain that in length, but just to say it to put it very basically, it is a struggle of winters. So something I'm still working with even now. Okay, so now I either want to go with this if I manage to get it. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe this and then red. Or, or, hmm. Okay, yeah, this and then the red. What do you. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough, am I? Oh, yeah, I think that's enough. That's a lot of red. Okay, I'm thinking that. I talk about distracted. Don's birdie was wild. Oh, it was wild. I watched it for a while until I went to bed. Another live chat. We follow the same channel pretty much. Yeah, I know I share out everyone when I'm live, and that's what I do. I do that too. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind sharing content from other people at all. I want to hype up everyone as well. I'm like that too. The only thing I will say is while I am on, especially if I'm doing something, either crocheting or anything like that, I might not be able to check it myself right away. Especially like I and like I said earlier, always feel free to like DM me or something if you have a link to share or you want me to check out someone, and I'll do that after the stream because oftentimes I will forget what has been said, and even if I watch the replay, sometimes I just forget that was there, and I don't watch my own replays. So because I know what I've said already, I don't need to watch myself a second time. So, see, I'm just a very distracted human, and I struggle with being a part of big thing with a lot of people in it, and that's what I was ranting about at the beginning of the stream. I might have gotten some of the details wrong, but I was talking about the fact that I know some of the people have a very set schedule, and I might have gotten some of it wrong. But yeah, I was explaining that for me personally, I struggle with organizing myself in a group. That's what I was trying to convey, you know? If that makes any sense anyway. It went yeah. It went poof. It disappeared. That's fine. It was really pretty though. You do amazing crochet leather. Also, I'll remember to message you after the stream about that list thing because I always forget to send it to you. Because last time you reminded me, but then after the stream, I went and did something else and I just completely blanked. I just went. it went poof in my mind. So just remind me if I forget again to message you about that. Thankfully, Don sent me a couple reminders. I know I was coming or going there for a few weeks, chasing after 2 year olds. Oh my. Chasing 2 year olds. That is a big sport. That is such a sport. You are brave. That can be tough. At my leisure. Yeah, I constantly need to be reminded of things. Like I said to someone, I forget to breathe. I don't know if you can relate to that. Oh, and don't forget, hydrate people. But yeah, I forget to breathe. I forget to eat. I forget to drink water. Not so much water because my mom, at a very young age, taught me drinking water was very important. Always drink your water. But with food, it's a struggle. If I'm doing something I'm really into, like if I'm hyper focusing on something, that's a problem a lot of ADHDers have is I'm gonna do the thing for 5 hours. I'm not gonna eat and I'm gonna feel very faint after that. Like right now, all I had for breakfast was a banana and some rice. And I'm feeling um pretty hungry right now, and I'm gonna eat a little bit later. Uh, Not yet. It's because I have to figure out my meal, and I haven't figured out what I'm gonna eat yet, and I have to prepare that. Unless I just eat rice again, but that would be rice twice, which I totally do that. I totally eat the same thing throughout a day, but I need to get some nutrients in me because otherwise that is going to be a struggle. I need to keep up with my health a little bit. I loved spending time with niece. Ah, yeah, toddlers are really cute though. They're so adorable. I love that. I've not seen any of my younger ones in my family in quite a while. And to be honest, I think last time I saw those people in my family was like 5 years ago or so. I don't really go to my dad's side of the family anymore. It's far away, and like I would go there by bus, but it's like a 6-7 hour ride. Um, and yeah, I have a lot of stuff to take care of with my small business, so it would be tough. They don't always get internet down there, where my parents live specifically because their house is like away from everything. It's like right in the middle of the woods at the end of a road. Like there is um, asphalt and everything, but it's like just far away from the town, and their electricity is often out because of that, and it takes a while to get fixed because it's the last house the hydro company will do. So in Quebec, those who don't know, our power is controlled by Hydro Quebec. Hydro-Québec. It is the power company. They are responsible of electricity, and that they are pretty much the only way you can get power around here. So if your house is without power, they are the one who fix it. And especially if they're on holidays. And in my parents' region, in that specific place, sometimes it can sorry take a few days, especially if it's the weekend, for them to come and fix that. So they will often be a whole weekend without power. I remember we spent Christmas in the garage because there wasn't any power, and we did a little thing with my dad's power generator thingy. You made shrimp fried rice, cucumber salad, and green salad. That's cool. I like cucumber personally. Yeah, you don't get that hungry feeling. You told me about that. Yeah. BC Hydro. Oh, I didn't know about that. But yeah, Hydro Quebec. And oh my goodness, they like their money. They keep upping and upping the bills all the freaking time. Oh yeah, by the way, I have a big electricity bill to pay. So I'm gonna plug that right now. If anyone wants to support me, help me out with bills. Right now we had a very big order from Mr. Yarndall, which I am very thankful for and very helpful financially. We're still missing a few for some other bills and necessities though. So if you want to support me, I have my Ko-fi listed below. That is a fundraiser I'm doing. I'm also selling cross stitch shirts on there, but it's mainly for my fundraiser for bills and everything. So I use it as a tipping platform when I stream as well because I'm not monetized yet, obviously. So I will put the link right now. Just give me a second. Ko-fi. That is, yeah. So here it is. And I also have an Etsy shop on which I sell my crochet items, my crocheted goods. I have stitch markers in there as well. I have cute little stitch markers. So, and I'm gonna link that. And let's see, I'm gonna link the stitch markers actually. I have a few listings for them, but I'm just gonna show you a few. I'm sold out of skeletons, but I still have bats and I have little ghosts. So yeah, I'm gonna that last link here, that is stitch markers. They're really good. I use them myself. I have this little witch hat here. This one is mine. I'm not selling that. It is too cute. It came from one of the Michael thingies. Yeah, it's quite easy. You set that up with PayPal actually. So every donation made on my Ko-fi page goes to PayPal. So you just have to have a PayPal account and to link it. Pretty easy to set up. I know that PayPal is harder to set up than this, but yeah, as long as you have a PayPal, you can have that. So and it's a nice fundraising platforms. You can offer things in return for people's donations. Like you can sell things on there and you can make it up to the person to pay what they want as well. You can have a minimum price set on there. I have that for my cross stitch shirts. I have like a price of $3 or something, sometimes more, depending if it's a big chart or not. But I leave it up to the person to donate what they feel is worth the price. You know what I mean? Am I making any sense? Yeah. So, and I just want to say right now, I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate everyone chatting, and it's been really chatty today. So thank you everyone for that, and thank you for the thumbs up. And yeah, you have a PayPal. You might set, yeah, yeah. You should set up a Kofi. It's a really great platform. Personally, I would recommend that. I've not had any problems with them. They are really straightforward. It's easy to follow the people you like on there. You get a news feed and everything. So and you get user tips and information. Really nice. Oh, look at that so far. This is great. I like this color scheme. This is good, right? And I think this one is gonna have some cream. I want it to be like more light in colors, if that makes sense. So yeah, cream right now. I'm gonna do this project a lot of on stream because it's easy to stream. It doesn't take too much focus since it's not like a pattern or anything. It makes it easier for me to do the crochet and chat thing that I was uh, worried about. Because when I work on orders and everything, I get overwhelmed easily. So I think that Granny Squares is a neat project for that, don't you think? I keep answering you by voice and answering at the screen. That's funny. That's fine, by the way. Feel free to voice it. So, yeah, soon I'm thinking of setting up a streaming platform, like, Restream and all that fun stuff, just so I can screen share. Because there's something I thought about doing that I would really love to do. I'm a person who windows shop quite a bit, so I'm always aware of every deal um, happening and everything. So I thought that maybe we could check yarn deals together if I set up a streaming thingy and a screen share thingy. So I'd like to know what people think about that idea because I love to look at yarn and at deals and at things going on. I know that not everyone enjoys that. So yeah, let me know. Or even if you're not buying that yarn, you can always just drool at the yarn and be like, "Oh, nice yarn, nice deal." And we can all revel in the misery of being too poor to buy it. Because yeah, really, that's what I do. I look at OB's website. I put tons of things in my cart. I leave it there to rot, and I never purchase it. Guilty of that. StreamYard is good. Okay, I might try that. Are those paid, or is it free to use? That's another thing I need to know because I'm poor, so I cannot pay for that. So if that is a paid service, might skip. you know. But I know that StreamYard is that what Dawn uses. I know that I think Scraptastic Crocheter uses StreamYards. I think that's the one she uses. I might be mistaken. I know that Ian, my friend Ian, uses Restream just because I recognize their blue and yellow logo on his channel. Your cart and wish list are full. Same. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's free for up to 6 people on the screen. Oh, okay. It's free when you have 6 people streaming with you. Is that it? But which screen share? What I meant was show you what I am doing with my screen. That's what I meant. Is that free? Like showing you like my browser, for example. If I'm looking at Yarn, will I be able to show that for free? Yeah, okay, that's free too. Perfect. Uh, I might look into that one then because that's what I want to be doing. I always look at things on stream and no one has any idea what I'm talking about. And even when I link things, sometimes it's just hard to look at it all at the same time. And so if I'm just able to share my screen, it's gonna be easier. So I want to do that. I think that'd be good. And this square is looking great. I feel like we have accomplished a lot today. So yeah, if anyone watches the replay, just be aware I sound rude as hell in the beginning there, but I feel like I've been able to express myself a little bit better as my uh, feelings got a little bit more regulated. And yeah, I feel like now I've gotten my point across more easily, if I should say. Sometimes I get a little bit up in arms about things, as you might have noticed. So, and I panic. I often worry that I've done a terrible thing and the world will end. So yeah, just a disclaimer there. And I know a lot of us probably have a similar struggle with that. So yeah. So yeah, I'm just being open about that real quick. So I sounded really extreme at the beginning there. But bear with me, we got through it and we're fine now. Amanda comes on in an hour. Okay, cool. I'll link her channel. Because I'm gonna watch Amanda. I always watch her when she comes on. I always say hello. Scrap tastic share. Yeah. Oh, a birthday special. That is in quite a while. That is in February. Oh, okay, it's this one, Hooked on Sundays. And we will get the link and put a like, and I will be watching that. Actually, I might stream until she is on. There, linked. All right. So yeah, I've been streaming for quite a while now. So probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay on here, and then after that all gonna hop on Amanda's channel. Well, if you want to, of course. I'm not big enough to do raids yet. Yeah, last week was sad. I don't know what happened. I'm not versed in that because I've missed that conversation. I tried to rewatch some of her streams, but I guess I missed that. So, but yeah, let's show her a lot of love because she is going through something difficult. I know that much. So, we love you, Amanda. And we all want you to be happy, and we are here for you. Oh no, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Then I really hope she's okay. And yeah, so I've been keeping an eye out for streams and everything. But yeah. And for those who don't know, she also has a Facebook group, Yarny Friends. And if I can find the link real quick, we will be linking Yarny Friends because I'm a mod on there. Well, I'm an admin because that's what they call that on Facebook. Oh, we'll share this. Okay, I just want to copy the link. I don't want to share it to Facebook right now because I don't want to deal with the people's Facebook. And so yeah, I'm an admin on there. So if you join her Facebook group, I will get the notifications. And if you answer the questions, because there are questions set up when you join, if you answer that, I will be the one reviewing that and approving you. So yeah, if you're not already in her Facebook group and you want to check it out, we share crochet stuff, we share our projects and everything. It's really great. So show Amanda some love. She's awesome. Yeah, she will be fine for sure. We're all here for her. Yeah, I think I might have seen you on there. But yeah, we love Amanda. And I'm thinking the last row of this will be blue. I think that fits nicely. It's the color that would fit the best in what I have left. I don't have enough of like this lighter gray. It would have fitted nicely because look, it would have worked quite well, I think, but I don't have enough of this color anymore. So yeah, blue, pretty much blue. I'll just like doll this up again to remind myself that I can use it for center or something, for like the middle of a granny square. Like this is what I have left. And I have this little tiny bit of yellow. I don't even know if that's enough for center of a granny square. But yeah, yellow. Hey, I had another one. I had another yellow. Oh, I used it for something. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't have enough. That's right. Okay, I thought I had another yellow. Oh well. Keeping track of colors. Oh no, no. Ah! It's trying to escape. And now my hair is all in a mess. Oh, oh, winter. Winter. Winter is insane. You need breathing treatment, then lay down. All right. Thank you for chatting and thank you for being here. I appreciate that a lot. So, big thanks and go lie down, dear. Go do your treatment, and I'll see you on Amanda's stream in a little while. I'm feeling better than I was. I'm cheery right now, so I'm doing good. I'm happy about making tons of squares today, and I will be probably powering through all the scraps that I have left. Probably even gonna be working on that as I watch Amanda's stream. So yeah, I've not read Lord of the Rings in a few days. Last week I was kind of on a roll, and I was reading like 20 to 50 pages a day. But I kind of stopped that a little bit, and I want to finish it before the end of January, and I think I will because I'm very close to 500 pages. It's about 700 or so. So yeah, if anyone else in the chat is reading something, let us know. We will talk about reading. So yeah, I know I keep talking about Aragorn and comparing myself just for people to understand what I mean when I say I'm a little bit of a loner. So that's why. That's because I'm reading that right now. But right now, they are still in Rivendell. They haven't left yet, and the rest of the book is pretty much going to be them going on their way to try to destroy the ring and then get separated and everything. You know how Lord of the Rings go. Basically, a bunch of stuff happens, and the hobbits get separated from everyone and go on their own journey. So yeah, they're still in Rivendell right now. Rivendell is a very beautiful place. And in mental health training and the therapy groups and everything, you learn an exercise. You'll see why I'm talking about this in a second, but you learn an exercise, where you need to imagine a safe space for yourself, like a safe place you retreat to when things are hard, and you use that place to kind of meditate and to do some meditation and calming exercises. And I'm talking about this because mine is the Shire. I always imagined the very, very green and um, nice, very green and nice uh, terrain, you know, of the Shire with all the hobbit holes and the houses and everything. Very nice, wholesome place. But yeah, the Shire is my safe place. It's my happy place I use for that. So yeah, interesting, right? It's not even real. I know it was filmed in New Zealand, and you can actually go and visit Frodo's house. Well, Frodo and Bilbo's house. And after that, it became that nasty cousin of theirs' house because Frodo sold it. But yeah, you can actually go and visit that, the one they used for filming. And I wish I could go to New Zealand. I'm not rich enough. I need. I often joke and say I need yarn sugar daddy, but I also need plane tickets to New Zealand just to see that house because it's a beautiful place. Just seeing that location would feel really good just because it is so beautiful. I like really nice landscapes. I like nature. I've always been kind of I've never been an outdoorsy person, but I've always felt more comfortable in the forest or with trees or lakes. Oh, I love lakes. I love going on a little boat trip and just watching the flow, the water move around the boat, look at trees, birds. I love that. It's very peaceful to me. It feels nice. I could do that for hours. And yeah. So yeah, when I was a kid, my dad would bring me on his quad, and we would, for hours at a time, he would completely empty his tank, and we would just like drive around the forest for hours, follow trails. And we saw a bear once. It was wild. He didn't us because bears just get really scared of noises and such. But we were really close to a bear, and we saw the bear and everything. Pretty sure it was a male. Um, but yeah, and it was fine, fine, not fine. What am I saying? Wish I could get into reading. Yeah, you told me about that, Carl Sagan. Yeah, good scientist, a very brilliant mind. The chrysalids, that's cool. No shit, I have a tree house. That is cool. Yeah, leaves and landlines in backyard. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I grew up around kind of marsh terrain, so lot of mosquitoes. Well, we were in the middle of the forest, but close to there was kind of swampy terrain. Yeah, more swamp, I would say. So yeah, swampy terrain, very close to my parents' house. So we would get so many mosquitoes and very damp terrain, and my dad had to fix that and drain the water and everything because we used to keep animals and such. We had enclosures with animals. So yeah, he often had to fix the terrain and such. It was too damp. It got really wet. So yeah, that was a little bit of my childhood there. Oh look, I really love this one. So these are more classic colors than what I'm used to. But if I make a whole project out of this, I could really sell that. Those are colors that are very versatile. I feel like very classic, versatile, nice colors. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I just really need to pee, so I'll be back in a few seconds. But yeah, thank you. I like that color. Hi, I am back. Landmines, lot of poo. Trying to watch my TV. Oh no, dear, dear, like watching TV. That's cute. Yeah, primary colors with neutrals. I quite like that look as well. A shawl, that is cool. What pattern are you using? I want to know. I like shawls. Persian tile earring set, that is cool as well. A few unfinished shawls. Oh yeah, by the way, I still haven't typed out that alien head pattern for you. I need to do that soon. But yeah, I need to do that. but I've not done it yet. I've been really swamped with work and everything, so I am going to do that eventually soon, hopefully. Okay, that blue is nice. I feel like I need to start one of those with dark blue because I have not done that yet. Oh yeah, so I think I'm feeling that really dark one here. No. Well, hey, behave yarn. Not that one because that is very draggy and it's like fluffy, so that would kind of be annoying to work with. This one. Yeah, this one. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get this one. When you get a chance, no worries. Yeah, I'm pretty busy, so I will get to it eventually. So, yeah, this one is working out better at least. Straight edges and not diamond shaped. That's good. If it's easier to do, that is great. Okay. Um, there we go. One more square. I've been productive. We have 3 squares so far. Normally on stream, I've done like one or two. And I feel like we can do a completely different project with the colorways that are more pastel. Like I've said earlier, I showed them at the beginning of the stream. Just give me a second, I will show that again because we have more people here. I'll just snip this. Oh, oh, okay. Done with this one. The centers are really annoying right now. Okay. Um, yeah, I showed this earlier. This is the bag of stuff I have left. So we have this minty green, these light blues here. That pink has nothing to do with there. That's just a worsted yarn. So I'm gonna take this out. But yeah, we have a nice dusty pink here and some white, gray, and a lot of sparkles. Look at that. This is sparkle yarn. So yeah, all of that is gonna be used together. It's finer yarn, so it wouldn't really work that well with what I'm doing right now. That's gonna be a project on its own. 11 colors, you are brave. 11 colors, that is nightmarish. I think I might have enough of that pink to do around on my granny square right now. Might do that. We'll see. Doll clothes. Cool. Making, look at the moment, Tunisian simple stitch alternating Michael's loops and threads. Yeah, I like that. Champagne color. Oh, that's good. Burnett Super Value. Merry-go-round colorways. Those are very good colorways. I've seen them. Very nice. I'm starting to have a little bit of a headache, you guys. My nose is. itchy, my head is hurting. So I feel like as soon as Amanda comes on, I will be getting a bowl of rice or something to eat that is easy to prepare and just grab. Because I'm feeling lazy. I feel like just crocheting all day, a non-stressful project, not like my commission that I'm working on, which is not very stressful. It's an order for two neon cats. But yeah, I just feel like taking it easy on a Sunday, basically. It's not something I often do. I'm a very stressed person. I work all the freaking time, but I need to learn to take more breaks. So yeah, a short row sweater worked in one. That's nice. At your leisure, you can check out the. Yeah, I will check that as soon as I'm finished with this live. Yeah. Oh, my brain. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was about to say people are really looking for me on Facebook right now. I have 8 notifications. I'll check real quick. The none of them are important. Okay, no, it's just like people liking my comments. Oh, I have some joins in Amanda's group, so I will approve this. Perfect. So I just approved 2 applications in Amanda's group, so now you can check out that and you can post your projects there. Basically, feel free to post whatever you're making, and we even allow spicy things a little bit, as long as you like. If you're posting something really spicy, what Amanda determined is like that we would prefer you to like make your post, and if it's really spicy, put your photos in the comments and just like make a disclaimer or something. That's what we discussed, if I remember correctly. So yeah, but even then, like pretty much every crochet project is welcome, and we have a nice easygoing vibe over there. I've seen people posting fun things. I've posted quite a few of my projects as well. If you want to see my shawls, I've posted a few on there. And Don wants me to show my shawls on stream. I've done this in an earlier stream. I don't think it's up anymore, but I will probably redo that again because I cannot find it. But yeah, I will probably do a show and tell of all my shawls. I have quite a few of them, disclaimer, so it's gonna need a separate moment for that. So yeah, probably gonna announce that in the near future, just so everyone knows. Yeah. All right. Let's close that and unplug the phone. Yes, you've seen them on Etsy, but some of those I have posted though are not on my Etsy anymore because they sold out. I sold a few of my shawls, which were my favorite pieces. I always sell my favorite pieces. There was one that was absolutely gorgeous. I need to show you this. But it's like the Ceylon tea shawl by Red Teapot Atelier, and it's sparkly and red and black and gray. It is completely mad. It sold within like a few weeks. I put it on and it sold quite quickly. So this is the shawl right here. I'm sorry about the glare. Hopefully you can see the pattern of the shawl. But yeah, it was beautiful. I want to remake that. And I still have that colorway. I have another skin of that. But yeah, might redo that. I want to redo that. It was stunning, right? I was in awe of it, of my own creation, like without wanting to brag. And I was mad, a little bit mad that I couldn't keep it for myself. Not gonna lie. Because those are my colors right there. A little bit brighter of a color with that pink. I feel like that's a bold choice compared to the other squares I've made in that series. Spicy pictures. Yeah. Yeah, it's an excuse to make another one, but then that would probably sell too. And with how I am with money at the moment, I cannot really afford to keep my creations because right now bills are a struggle, and sometimes I don't even have money for food. So because of that reason, that's why everything I make is essentially up for sale. Unless it's like a wearable that I've worn already, then I won't sell that, obviously. But if it's something washable, something like that, and has not been used very much, I put everything for sale. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna remake that pattern, probably in a different colorway. So right now I have way less options with colors than I used to. I sold a lot of my cakes. I wanted to make it green and purple, but I sold those skeins. Those are yarn art flowers. You'll see my friend Amanda um has some of that green to purple in her collection. Um she has that. I used to have two of them. I sold them, but I wanted to make that Ceylon tea shawl or anything with those cakes. Probably even a blanket because it would have been so cute. So this here, what I'm working with, this is Red Heart Roll with its sparkle. This is like leftovers from a skein um, that I made a blanket with, and this was just a tiny bit left over. So yeah, think kind of bright, kind of bold compared to what I've been using so far. And I don't think that would be long enough to make a center. So that's just going to the stuffing bag. This is all for stuffing now. Everything that is too short to be used goes in there. So let's see here. We have 41 minutes before Amanda comes on. It's funny, the bold colors I'm making on these tiles are green and purple. Oh, but green and purple are gorgeous colors together. It's one of my favorite. It's got a Beetlejuice vibe, right? I love Beetlejuice, by the way, for those who don't know. And it's like those colors are like black and white, green and purple, but then green and purple is always so witchy and fun, I feel like. So I like that. I want to make something with that color scheme. I've done plenty already, but I want to make more. I want to make a zombie cat that is like just neon green and neon purple. Hiccups. Winter has hiccups. I'm sorry. I'm starting to be a little bit tired. Oh yeah, and I'm in my painful moment in life right now. I will just say that much. You know the one where the river flows uh in a very bad way. I don't want to say anything triggering right now, but I have PCOS. And so when that happens, it's not a nice time for anyone around me, nor myself. So right now I'm kind of in pain, kind of managing. I'm managing a little bit, but so if I'm really grumpy at times, might be why. Uh, okay, so right now we have this. Mm, I don't know what color I want to go with next. But yeah, when you have PCOS, that is normally a very painful time. Yeah, kinda. Also, like, it's miserable when you have PCOS because it's like, it seems like you never stop bleeding almost. And sometimes that can be a problem and you might need the ER. But that's not my case right now. I'm fine. I'm fine, not fine. Goodness, I'm just miserable otherwise. But I'm in a pretty good mood right now. I'm in good spirits, so it's all good. But yeah, anyone who has PCOS, that is a bitch. That is the worst. um, I really don't know what color I want to do. Hmm. Okay. Creamy. Oh, creamy. Yeah. This. This here. That will be good with this pink. This pink is a little bit too bright for the color scheme I have going on, but I want to use that. So your Gen X and guys back in the day would say the worst. Yeah. Even when I was a little bit younger, I heard quite a few things along that line. They turn green. Yeah, totally. But for me, it's also a funky time because I have talked about that quite a bit already on my channel. Uh, I'm open about it. I don't mind, but I am queer in many ways. I'm LGBTQ plus. Basically, I'm agender. So I'm not a lady over here, but being stuck with periods when you're not a woman, you're trans, or you identify with anything else at all. It's really tricky. You feel a lot of gender dysphoria around that time because your body does what's its basically biology dictates, if that makes sense. And that can be really triggering for gender dysphoria. That can be a tough moment, can be difficult, and sometimes you just feel bad about yourself because of that, and that can affect how you interact with others around that time. Not that it's okay to put these things on others, I just mean like in general it kind of changes how you see yourself. So yeah, so it's kind of a struggle really. Not many people understand that if you've not lived it. I have a few trans friends who don't necessarily have their periods anymore if they're on testosterone. You don't get periods anymore when you're on that. And I don't get them all the time. I'm not on testosterone, but PCOS basically you have a lot of testosterone in your body when you have PCOS, and that gives you body hair that stops your period and things like that. So yeah, bunch of things happen that are not so nice and not so healthy when you have PCOS. So that's kind of a struggle on its own. But yeah, and I know those issues are more common than people think. But because medicine has often been geared towards men almost exclusively, they kind of skipped research on a lot of female issues. You didn't hit the NSAIDs right away, you'd get sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a lot of BS too. You've not lived what I have. Yeah, but yeah, all that stuff is like so. There's still a lot of things doctors don't know about female reproductive health. Just a very basic example right here. Um, they discovered the full shape of a clitoris very recently. In like few years ago, before that, they didn't even know it extended outside what you can physically see with your eyes. But basically there's a whole thing going on inside, and it has a shape. It has kind of a shape where it curves on itself, and it has sort of branches. I don't know if I'm describing it very well. But a clitoris is not just a tiny little thing, it's a bundle of nerves, yeah, but also inside it kind of extends. And so they didn't discover that in like until like very recently. But just because I feel like it's always really been geared towards men, and now we're starting to advance a little bit and look more into female health. But that has been a tendency, you know, and it's hard to undo that. So yeah, I'm just glad that doctors are starting to realize that's important as well. Yeah, it is big. Birth control pills daily, not skipping the 7 days, so daily. Yeah, but for me, I don't want to take that because I struggle with the thought of having basically what is estrogen in my body, because that's what a lot of birth control pills are, is estrogen. There are different ones, I know that, but there are mostly female hormones because it's either estrogen or progesterone based. There are a few different ones, but yeah, that is a struggle I have just because it triggers my gender dysphoria a little bit to tell myself, hey, this is a female hormone. You're putting that in your body and you're taking it. So I struggle with that. There's another thing they use to treat PCOS, which is not female hormone. It's another thing. I won't go into too much details about that, but basically, they usually privilege that for not privilege, but they keep that as an option for trans people, because I know a lot of us feel like it's difficult to put certain hormones in our body. But it also depends on your health because not everyone can use the same things, if that makes sense. So yeah, there are hormone replacement therapies and a bunch of other solutions available. So yeah, maybe red. I feel like that'd be a bit too bright. I don't think I want to use red in that square. Might go with gray actually. Just because if I use red, then it messes up my whole classic look. Already having that pink in there is a little bit. Sorry, burps. But yeah, even having that pink in there right now kind of makes it a little bit too bright for my taste for the colorway I have going on right now anyway. Ah, sorry. Winter is getting tired. I had bananas yesterday and this morning, and I haven't had bananas in like a few months. And so it was strange to me to notice how different it tastes from what I remembered. I know it's silly, right? This is just bananas, not to make a pun, but yeah. And I didn't really remember how sweet they were. That, like, very intense sweetness. But I had them just because they were very cheap right now. Let's see. You swim every day. Yeah, they give you high blood pressure. See, I have low blood pressure, but right now my blood pressure kinda evened out because I have anxiety, and anxiety gives you high blood pressure. So right now my blood pressure is better than it used to be, and that is weird. Like, anxiety is not healthy, but for some reason I don't get that problem I used to anymore. Maybe my blood pressure is even slightly high. But yeah, I'm not on birth control at the moment, and it's mainly because I don't do something that would require me to use it. Don't have any partners, and I've not in several years. But yeah, and I have talked about this before, but I am asexual. Well, actually, I'm on the asexual spectrum, which is like, it really varies from person to person, but personally, I am what we call demisexual, and it's basically that feel, I don't feel attracted to people unless I am like very emotionally attached to them, and it's not just like if a person only has sex with someone they love, right? It's a little bit different than that because I'm not able to feel attracted to a person I don't have something going on, at least know them a little bit, have a little bit of closeness. I can tell they're attractive because I have eyes and I know that they look appealing, but I don't feel a thing. I'm just like, ah, okay, a person. And I'm just like, whatever, go about my day. But yeah, I've never felt that for someone I didn't closely and intimately known. And I have a very low desire for that type of interaction with anyone anyway. It's good for regulation if you're irregular. Yeah, but I mentioned why I'm not doing birth control. So I have a bunch of problems with female hormones and gender dysphoria. But yeah. And also, my body is so sensitive to everything I put in it that basically any birth control gives me horrible secondary problems. Not, no, okay, I'm thinking of the word in French right now, but wait, it gives me like side effects. Oh, that's it, side effects. I get very bad side effects from any sort of birth control type thing. Hormonal birth control, at least. So yeah, uh, I'm not doing that. I'm very sensitive, and and having an IUD, even a copper one with no the thing. I can't think of the word right now, but even just that scares the hell out of me. Having a device in my body scares me. So it's one of my biggest fear. And everyone I know everyone I know who has had an IUD has had a problem with it. It's not like a thing where I'm just paranoid. Okay, basically, my friend's mom, one of my old roommates' mom, she had she got pregnant 4 times on IUD, and she has had both the copper one and the other one with the hormone thingy. She has had both types, and she got pregnant 4 times with that. That's just one example. My stepmom had an IUD. She had very big problems, and she had to remove that. So basically, everyone I know who has ever had that has either gotten pregnant or got very sick from it. Got horrible pains. It either stabbed them inside. I'm not gonna get into too much graphic detail, but basically, yeah, I've had people tell me horror stories. So I've always been like scared of putting things in my body like that. So it's not helping the case. Like I know it might be helpful for some things, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, for me too. But yeah, any hormonal birth control at all completely messes my system up. Honestly, and this is just a thing I will talk about briefly, but try to keep it as short as I can and as um, gentle as I can. But for my gender dysphoria specifically, and I know it would even probably help other things, I want to hysterectomy, really, because just having a uterus for me is a problem in itself. So yeah, I don't want to be too graphic about that because it might be triggering to some people. So I'm just gonna be quick. But just having certain organs, let's say, is yeah, it causes me gender dysphoria. It just feels like I have something in my body that doesn't really belong to me, and I've always felt that way about my parts. Always like. So that one, I know I would not be sad if I removed it. I would not miss it at all. And I never wanted kids personally, so for me, it's not a big loss. I'll adopt cats if I'm ever in a situation to have cats again. I have thousands of kitties, and those will be my children. But yeah, yeah. A friend of mine had to do the same thing. They didn't identify my as male or female, but needed to have a hysterectomy. Yeah. So I just have that very strong feeling that it doesn't have any place in my body. And there are some other things I might keep, might not keep. So yeah, it is a struggle. I'll just say that it is a struggle. I don't know if I like that square. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of the squares. I feel like it might look better when I put it next to the rest, but I don't know. So yeah, while I'm still on, uh, let's check how much time we got. Okay, we still have 20 minutes. But while I'm still on, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I'm trying to practice being gentler with myself. I'm gentle about myself in a lot of aspects. Sometimes I tried, I even tried to be less gentle with myself because at one point I was way too lenient and it caused problems and I was really rude and things like that. But I know that with streaming, I do want to be gentler with myself because I am just starting out after all, and I have to accept that I cannot be super streamer, and I probably will never because that's not my vibe and that's not what I vibe with. And I just like talking about a lot of subjects and hanging out with a few people and like whoever's watching will be watching and I have to accept that. So yeah, I'm just trying to practice being gentler with my streaming stuff right now. And yeah, so I know that I will get a lot of things wrong. And I know there's a lot of areas I could improve in, starting with fixing the lighting situation at some point. That's gonna happen at some point. Not just yet because yeah, I don't have the energy it takes to move around the whole room, and I don't know where the hell I could put my desk to have it not face the window over there. Because normally, when you light up a camera, you have to have the light the other way around. It would have to be on that wall. Uh, Otherwise, it causes glares and big areas of white like this. But right now, um, like I said a few times, this room is not lit up properly, and if I ever get a more serious setup with filming lights and everything, that will be better. I will be able to shut the curtains and everything. But yeah, so far we do not possess the ability to make that good. And I want to try streaming on my phone sometime. I've done it on Facebook. I've not done it on YouTube because the video will be much better on my phone. So yeah. You'll tell me in private about some things. That's okay. Yeah, I'll check that after the stream. Very soon we have like 15 minutes to go, 16 minutes to go. Um but yeah. Um okay, so what I was yeah, we have a bunch of things to still figure out. My phone has a much clearer picture. The only thing is when you stream on your phone, you have to have it like this, and it will film like this. And yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to like figure out the ratio of filming and everything. So we'll manage something. My phone, yeah, it has a very acceptable quality for videos. If you check my shorts, you'll see it's not the best ever, but it's better than what I have. This is really grainy right now. My phone doesn't do the grains. Oh, okay, but yeah, I am gonna, yeah, yeah, we'll talk later. We'll definitely do that if we remember to do it. I always forget. Okay, I have to choose the last color for this. So right now we have this dark blue. I'm thinking dark blue. Midnight blue. This is almost black. It has a very subtle blue tint to it. On camera it looks a bit more almost purplish, I want to say. But yeah, in real life this is really really dark. Okay. So we'll go with that. I'm not even waiting for feedback anymore. I'm just like, yeah, this color, that color. But yeah, I should not have used that pink. I'm not happy with that. I'm just hoping it's gonna like um mix with the rest and not be too flashy, not show too much. So all right. My friend Amanda's live stream is starting very soon. She will be on in 13 minutes. So I will let you all go. I want to thank you all for coming. And I will put the link in the chat right here. I think this is the right link. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the right link. So head over to Amanda's channel and let's show her some love. She deserves some love. She needs that right now, going through things. So if you just want to hop over there, leave her a like. If you're like a thumbs up, I mean, if you're not up for some more watching today, leave her a thumbs up. And yeah, because she's really cool. It's one of the first people I've really talked to on here, aside from Don, Ian, my friend Ian, who is Ian is a weirdo on YouTube. So yeah, all good people. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming in, and Leather, we will talk soon. Bye.